So if you clicked on this video thinking I'm going to show you a very detailed video on how to uninstall the transmission in the 370Z, how to install the clutch, how to install the CSC relocation kit, and then how to reinstall the transmission, you got the wrong video, fam. I mean, honesty is key, right? I'm being honest with you guys. It's not the video for you. What is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, guys. So today we are going to finally be installing the stage 4 clutch that I got from Z-Speed along with the CSC relocation kit. So for those of you who don't know, CSC stands for clutch slave cylinder. So it's basically a relocation kit that takes the slave cylinder from the inside of the transmission and I believe it puts it on the outside. So the VQ platform has a notorious issue with the slave cylinders going bad. I know firsthand because it happened to me. When I bought the car, it was driving perfectly fine for the first couple days. And then like one day, I pressed the clutch in and it was like stuck to the ground. So I ended up taking it back to the dealership and they ended up giving me a brand new slave cylinder. So I think the problem is it gets too hot and then it like just doesn't want to work anymore. So the good thing is we do have that kit, so we'll be putting that on the outside of the transmission so we don't have to worry about it ever again. Plus, if it ever goes bad, we don't have to drop the transmission just to change it. So it's a win-win situation. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and unbox it. No, I have not opened the box because, you know, we got to get the unboxing on video for you guys. All right, let's see what we've got. Alright, so as you may know, this is going to be the full kit. So I mean, it's going to be the clutch and flywheel. Being a person that's never installed a clutch before, and let's not even speak about buying one before, I don't know what I'm looking at. I just know that I have to install it to get to the horsepower level I want to be at. So, but we're learning though. That's the biggest thing about doing this is it's been literally like one big learning lesson for me, so I'm pretty stoked to do that. So this is going to be the CSC delete kit, so we'll put that to the side. Alright, and I'm guessing this is going to be the flywheel. I know that the flywheel is the heaviest of the two, so that I do know. Somebody that doesn't know what this is, just basically a bunch of metal plates. Oh yeah, that's heavy. Yep, this is the flywheel. This is the heavy one. And there is Big Daddy. Oh, that's a big hunky dory right there. So, now that we have that unboxed, let's go ahead and pull the car in and let's get started. So of course we're gonna have to jack the car up as high as possible because we have to take that transmission out. And then honestly, it's gonna take it step by step. This is the one install. So typically when I work on my cars, I never study it because I just know, like I just figure it out as I go. This is the one install that I studied for days, for weeks, like figuring out what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, what's the first thing I do. So this is just gonna be one big learning lesson. I'm really excited because like I said, I've never dropped the transmission. This is not gonna be a detailed video on how to do this install. I just wanna show you guys my experience with dropping a transmission because I've never dropped one. So for somebody who wants to do it themselves, they'd watch this video and be like, you know, I've never, you know, dropped the transmission. I don't even work on my car, but I never dropped the transmission. So if I can do it, you can do it. This is basically what this video was about. Plus the main purpose of this install, as you guys know, we are adding a single turbo kit to the 370Z Nismo. So of course, with doing that, we got to start with the clutch and then go for the fuel system and installing the clutch and then tuning, gauges, all that good stuff. So this is going to be step one. This is technically the start of the single turbo build for the 370Z Nismo and I'm excited. So let's get to it. So the first thing that we have to do is remove this shift knob. I'm gonna do it first because apparently this is really hard to remove. But like I told you guys earlier, we did have this transmission removed before. So it shouldn't be that hard unless these fools put it on there hard. It's pretty tough, honestly. Yikes. Oh, did I get it? Did I get it? Maybe. Let's reposition this. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it. Maybe. I'm sweating. My forehead is wet from taking off a shift knob. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just know you're in for a good one trying to take this one off. It's not easy. It's on unnecessarily tight. It's all good. We'll just order another shift knob, but that's not even funny. Like, that's ridiculous. I literally destroyed my shift knob. Literally, like, all the leather is off. So we're pretty much done up top. So we got the shift boot off. Had to somewhat take apart the center console. I'm labeling everything and putting it in a bag because I don't want to lose any bolts. But we just got to go on the floor, and the rest is pretty much done underneath the car. So last night ended in me fighting a bolt for like 2 hours. So I had to wake up this morning and buy a bolt extractor. Every single time I work on this car, a bolt strip. So we got this kit. Let's get that bolt out and let's drop this transmission today. Hopefully it's not too difficult. So we got to take off this under bracing to take this shield off to get the drive shaft off. Literally the only bolt that's holding this shield on, or this little under brace, is this stripped bolt right here. Yikes guys, it's like 2:30 in the afternoon and I finally got this brace off. I had to drill this bolt out, the last bolt that was holding it in, the last bolt that I went to go get that extractor from, that ended up not working, so I had to go buy like a million different things. We finally got it out, so we got to take this brace off, we got to take this off so that we can get the drive shaft off, and then finally get to the transmission. So I just drained the transmission fluid. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this drive shaft, and then we're gonna start taking off the wiring for the transmission. We got the drive shaft off, boys. It's time to play. Now we gotta take all the harnesses off the transmission, and then we're ready to drop it. So O2 connectors are disconnected. The bracket that holds the connection right here, and then the bracket that holds the cat to the transmission is off. So the only thing we're doing now is we're just disconnecting the harness from the transmission. But instead of undoing all these zip ties, we're just gonna be disconnecting the actual bracket so that when we put it back, it's easier to actually line everything up. And that way we have all the zip ties connected and we have to go back and zip tie it again. So the transmission is just about ready to come out. So we took off the clutch line. I actually have that line wrapped up right there in a plastic bag with a towel. Because if not, then that clutch fluid is just gonna keep dripping. But yeah, it's ready to come out. All we have to do is take off the bolts lining up to the engine and then take off this bracket back here. So I'm already starting to take the bolts off the transmission. I started with the top two because I heard that those are the most difficult, obviously because they're at the top. But what I did was just use a regular well, not regular, but it's like a long extension, the 14mm, obviously the ratchet, and then the breaker bar. I love this tool so much. The breaker bar is like the best thing ever. But with those two, we got those top bolts off at a breeze. So we got it labeled right here on our plate to make it a breeze when we go to put it back on. But yeah, the way that this is going, I'm gonna have this transmission off in no time. Oh boy, we ready to drop it. Let's do this. Wow, I cannot believe I did this. So I'm gonna line this up to the transmission. I'm gonna look for some straps just so we can secure it well. And then I'm gonna take off both bolts on sides. So there's about a total of what? 4, I don't know if you would count this. So lining up to the engine, there's a total of 4 bolts holding the transmission on right now. Take both of the bolts on each side out, take this bracket off, and the transmission is coming down. Let's do it. So we finally got the transmission out. It took a minute because we actually had to wiggle it out. It actually got to a point where I actually had to pry like the passenger side, and like right when I did that, it kind of popped out. And I think it was this that was actually holding it in. But I'm just happy that we got it out. I remember telling myself a while back that I'd never drop a transmission, because to me that's like the most sketchy, not sketchy, but it's just like, because the thing is, like, if you don't do it right and say you put it all back together, you start the vehicle and then something goes wrong, you're gonna have to start it, or you're gonna have to drop it again. And that was always like my biggest fear, because now that I did it, I feel like I can do it again now. So now that we have officially removed the transmission from the vehicle, we're gonna be installing the clutch and the flywheel. So in front of me, we have the CSC relocation kit, we have the clutch, and we have the flywheel. And we already went to the store to rent the pilot bearing puller. So let's go ahead and get this clutch that's already in the vehicle removed and get this one installed. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys right there. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take off the clutch and flywheel. So this is gonna be, I believe this is the tool to keep it in place. And then this is gonna be the pilot bearing that we're gonna have to install. Put that to the side. We'll put that right there. And let's go ahead and take these bolts off. So now that we have the clutch and the flywheel removed, we're gonna go ahead and replace the pilot bearing, in which we got new with the kit. So again, went to the auto parts store and rented this tool. It's supposed to go in there. It doesn't fit, so we're gonna have to shave some off the sides. Good thing we bought that Dremel yesterday. So we modified the puller. Hopefully the parts store can't tell, but let's go ahead and, now that it fits, we just screw that in. Just like that, until it can't come out. Of course, we're gonna screw it in tighter. Oh, I love when things are simple like that. Let's go, baby. Now we take the new one, in which it looks like I misplaced. Here it is. So we take that, and then we take a hammer, wherever that is, right here. We take a hammer. Make sure that thing is in. A couple more. Make sure that thing is sitting flush, because I don't want no issues. Get a noise and be like, oh, it's your pilot bearing. Like, bruh, really? The smallest thing. So I gotta make sure that thing in. And after that, that's it. Flywheel, clutch, pressure plate.
What about your torque wrench? Right, boys. I don't know what's going on, but it's going on. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm always.
We're feedering this bad boy.
Putting things where it goes, but I don't know if he's doing it right. We don't got a mallet. Bang that thing in.
Can you get the torque wrench?
Where's the torque
On top of the toolbox, literally.
What
You know what torque it needs to be at? Welcome back to Robert's channel and the Mud of Law.
I'm here.
So Robert did some jank stuff, and
It was working until you said something.
oh,
Literally.
so why is it not working no more?
It's just turning inside the socket.
Bruh, it's stripped. That's why it's not working. Too much torque pressure.
It's a lot of torque.
Big ripper.
Are you sure that's
Can't even see you on this, bro. How do you? I don't even know how to use this camera. Is it on auto or?
wheels are 140.
You know, like you can't see me? Real recognize real. I'm straight invisible, homie.
So we have the new flywheel on. I'm not gonna be showing you guys too much of this this process, just because I'm trying to get it done. But right now we're gonna put the clutch on, and after that we put the pressure plate on, and then after that we gotta go to the transmission because we gotta install that CSC relocation kit. So we're about to do the CSC relocation kit. It's actually way easier than we thought, but we had to run to cause it's like 3 in the morning. We had to run to like a gas station. Yeah, it's literally a truck stop, Flying J's. We went to a truck stop to see if they had heavy duty grease because it has to be high temperature. What are the odds they actually had it? So this is pretty much the last puzzle that we need to do the CSC relocation kit. And then the transmission technically will be ready to be put in the vehicle. All that's left to do is just get transmission fluid, clutch fluid, and this install will be complete. All right, so we have that CSC relocation kit installed. It was actually way easier than what we expected. So now it's time to throw that transmission back inside this car. Man, it's 4 in the morning. I'm hoping that it doesn't take that long to stab the engine, but who knows? We're paying for the best right now. So it is 7 a.m. and we got the transmission in. Like, this happened way quicker than I planned. But the only thing we have to do is connect the harnesses. Of course, we got to connect just like miscellaneous bolts and brackets here. Got to put the drive shaft back on. Got to put the interior back on with the shifter. And this car will be ready for its first start. I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time. So we will pick this back up in a couple more hours. But I'm excited, man. Wow. I don't want to speak too soon because I don't want to jinx it. But I cannot believe we actually pulled this off, because pulling a transmission has always been something that I've never been comfortable with. So to see that we actually successfully did it, removing it and replacing it, it's crazy. But I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to jinx it. So we'll wait till we do that first start. So this is the last day. Fingers crossed. This is the last day that we're going to be working on the 370Z Nismo as far as the clutch goes. So I just went to the store and picked up clutch fluid. I picked up transmission fluid. I picked up this little nozzle thing that's going to help me put that fluid inside the transmission. I bought new bolts for some of the bolts needed. And I think that's it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and retorque all the bolts on the transmission right now, and then we're just gonna be working to put everything back together. Tighten that and retorque it. So satisfying yet very scary. Torquing bolts down. Because what if it snaps? I bought this little pump thing. What I have to do is I have to pump transmission fluid inside of the transmission using this this pump thingy. Oh, really? Yeah, and then I'm not gonna know it's full until it overfills. Yeah. So.
Well, is there a recommended amount?
I think it's like 3 quarts. Each bottle of this is a quart.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see.
Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
You got the glasses on?
No. So we got the CSC bracket installed. We have the transmission fluid in. I need to go to the store and get 1 more quart. It's not gonna use that full quart, but I don't really want to stop until it starts running over. So I'm gonna go to the store, but before I do that, I want to put the harness back and maybe put the drive shaft back. We have the shifter link back in though. Alright guys, so we have just about everything important back on the vehicle. Of course the transmission, we got the harness connected, we got the drive shaft on, we have fluid in the transmission, we drained the clutch fluid. So we're gonna start this car right now. I'm gonna connect the battery back, we're gonna start it. Fingers crossed, hopefully everything goes well. And if that's the case, then this installation will be finished. I'm kinda nervous.
You ready? This is kind of a little sketch.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That fits? Is it because it's not? The reverse lights came on. It's weird without the shifter, huh?
Yeah,
What does it say it's in right now?
that's a neutral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, here we go.
Oh, is it? Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it.
And just like that, we're done. She's coming down. Sheesh. A 3-day project. Finally complete. So we finally backed the car out of the garage after 3 long days of working on it. I'm excited. At the same time, I'm not excited. That means I gotta clean up this mess. But I'm just glad that we actually got that done. That, I believe, it will be and should have been the hardest thing about starting the single turbo build. So like I said, next thing is going to be the fuel system. I'm probably not going to order or even look at anything until Black Friday, because everybody knows that, you know, stuff goes on sale on Black Friday, so I might take advantage of that. But I thank you guys so much for watching this vlog, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, stay safe, and stay tuned.
Listen.